this woman will literally go around the club and talk to girls and bring them to me.
Nice.
But okay. And this is a really important thing for you to communicate, I think, is why does that make sense to you? Like the idea of why does because for most women, the idea of their man being with another man would drive them insane with jealousy, right? But with you have a different mentality and a different worldview on that, on men being with multiple women.
Yeah, I think most men will be with other women, whether women like it or not. So the idea of actually accepting it from the beginning and being open about it, and actually having a thought about sharing your man with other women and maybe having threesome or group sex, sometimes is something that a woman has to think about to have a better relationship at home. So what we believe in is when you open up this kind of chapter with your man, he would always come back to you and come back to your bed feeling more happy and more full and having a little bit more of a breather with other women. So I think it's a choice that women have to learn to accept and be open to, share their men and have other experiences with women as well.
Yeah, no, it's interesting stuff. And this is kind of the sort of segues into the Jay Waller kind of point, doesn't it? Whereby it should be about honesty, because most guys really go into relationships and they're not honest with the women that they're with about the fact that they probably do, occasionally, or maybe more than occasionally, want to have different partners, right? And the truth is, I mean, men are programmed in that way, aren't they? That's the reality. I think a lot of guys, maybe they're not even honest with themselves about it, right? But I think Jay Waller's point is that, or Justin's point is that it's better to just be upfront and own that from the beginning and make that clear to the woman, and then sort of let her then make the decision. Okay, well, what's she going to do with that?
Yeah, there's no coercion here. There's no I'm not beating her with a belt saying like you must let me have another girl in the bedroom or anything like this. It's like, okay, here's who I am. I'm a man. I'm like, I have desires. I have drives. Like that. One of those base ones is that I need multiple women to feel to get that satisfaction. So that's who I am. And you can take that and either stay with me or you cannot. And it's a choice that you will freely make.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was talking to a girl yesterday actually about this, and she was saying that she met this dude who's a DJ, and he's traveling around, going to different places to play gigs and stuff, and she'd started to hook up with him, and then he turned around to her and said, well, I'm not monogamous, this has got to be open, and I'm going to be seeing other people. And she was saying to me, well, what do I do about it? And I said, well, that's a choice for you to make. It depends, but at least he's been honest with you. And actually, you've got to take your hat off to that guy, because not most guys, a lot of guys would probably, they just go and do it anyway. They go and sleep with the other women, but they just wouldn't tell her.
And they do that out of scarcity. They do that because they don't think they can actually replace her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't think that, okay, I've got this girl. If she knew that I would have been having sex with this other girl, she might leave me, and then they'll feel like they've got no options at all. There's an interesting, a survival principle, right? This is a bit of a segue, but it'll make sense in a second. So there's a survival principle where it's like, if you have one, you have none, and if you have three, you have one.
Yes.
So if I have 1 liter of water, I have none. Or like 1 canister of water when I'm out in the survival situation, I have none. If I have 3 canisters of water, I have 1.
Yes.
It's a contingency thing, right? Like what, if I have one lighter, right? I have none. If I have 3, I have 1.
Yeah.
It's the same principle with survival, right? And I think that mentality actually helps a lot of guys in terms of getting to that level of abundance where they can really just be themselves and be honest. Because you get me. You get the real me. All aspects of me. Like, there's no shield. There's no character. It's literally just me being open and honest the entire time, which is exactly what you want out of that relationship. right? And I think a lot of women miss out on that from their man because they don't allow their man to actually be who he is.
Yeah.